bensound.com. bensound.com. bensound.com.
You are watching The Convo with Dr. Frida and James Wetu. Convo, encouraging conversation that matter.
Wow, good. How are you? It's a good Friday evening, and I hope you had a phenomenal week, and I hope you are enjoying. I want to invite you to today's conversation with Frida and James. We believe that we're going to, engage, you're going to benefit, you're going to learn, and it's our sincere hope that you had a good week and that you are looking forward to learning. You're also looking forward to having an interaction with you. So comment, do a like, all those things. And we're really excited about today. Joined today with Frida, and I think for the last 2 weeks we've been, as Trika didn't show up the other week, Frida decided to also not show up, but with permission. And today we are back together, and we want to engage in a conversation that we believe matters a lot. And I hope that we are going to learn together. At the moment, let's Frida say hi to us. Frida, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, James.
Good, good.
It's so good to be back here again together.
Yes.
I think last Friday was the first time I did the show without you.
Oh yeah.
Because you had done 2 prior.
Oh yeah, with Steve.
Yeah, with Steve, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I'm good. I've had a good day and a good week.
Yes.
My weekend has started off very well.
Great.
And I'm grateful to God.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having the interaction.
Yes.
And last week, guys, you had a very good conversation.
Yeah, with Steve.
Yes.
We talked about insurance.
Yes,
That was a really informative session.
Oh yeah. My viewer, if you didn't really catch up on that conversation about insurance, I would suggest to go and check it on our YouTube, Convo with Dr. Frida and James Wetu. Given that it's really eye-opening conversation, and I would suggest you listen to it. Good news. We are streaming live on Facebook, and still we are on YouTube. If you're not able to follow us on Facebook, you can catch up live on YouTube. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really amazing.
Yes.
We are still growing.
You're still growing one day at a time.
Yeah.
So, Frida, how has your week been? I know you've had a busy week. You always talk about me having busy week, but I think yours was a busy one.
Yeah, it was really busy. At some point, I used to think I was busy before going back to school.
Yes.
But now that I'm in school, and school becomes the priority, when everything else comes second.
Yes.
So yeah, I've had a busy week, but I'm glad that I'm adjusting to the new norm, and I'm having a good time. I went back to hospital.
Oh yeah.
So I'm back to seeing patients. Yeah.
You said, you told me that, I think we were catching up on the entire hospital. You told me the best place to be, it's in the theater.
Yeah.
I told you, it's only a doctor who can say that's the best place to be.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a good, by the hospital is not a good place.
Yes.
But I think for the doctors, especially the ones who love what they are doing,
yes.
I think it's their happy place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Theater.
But we shouldn't say that loudly. You don't want to tell someone that the hospital is your happy place.
Yes, because it's a place you hear the word theater there, you close your eyes and you walk very fast. So amazing. So also this week I read your blog.
Yes.
And I think, I think I'm learning so many medical terms from cadaver. Now this week I learned exploratory laparotomy.
Yes.
Now, if I think, Frida, let me just tell my viewer that if they've not checked your blog, they should actually go and check Frida Wachila online.wordpress.com.
Yeah.
She got amazing content. She's challenging me. I'm feeling challenged.
Really? Thank you.
And if you want to learn things to do with the cadaver, want to learn things with that one, yes, all those are difficult terms. And I like what, Frida, you said, that sometimes there's some pain that we go through that, usher us to greatness. It's not all the pain that, we want to shy away from, and that good kind of pain.
Yeah,
and that was
a good
amazing.
Kind of pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you say that, in theater, the doctor gets happy when he is able to do the surgery thing, and it's painful.
Yeah.
But when he is able to get rid of that thing that is causing you pain, he's so happy.
Yes.
Although you felt the pain, the inconvenience, you are healed.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Pain that heals. Wow, amazing. So, me too, I had a good week.
Yes.
Not so busy. And remember, yesterday was a good day for us men.
Oh yes, and just to cut you short,
Yes.
I think I read your blog. Was it today that?
Today I shared.
Yeah.
Today, yeah.
And I think this month has been your month.
My month.
Yeah, because I remember when it began, you were just telling me about it being called Movember, and you promised you're not going to shave. I don't know what happened.
Okay, that's another story. It's another day.
It's a story for another day.
Yes.
But basically, you were telling me that this is the month you raise awareness about
mental health issues to do with men.
Yes. And I read your blog, and I thought that maybe we should actually, before the month ends, hold a conversation around, around those issues.
Sure.
Yeah, because I read your blog about how the International Men's Day, I think the reason why men feel like they were not appreciated is because women talk. Like when it's their day, we will post, when it's Women's Day and all those women things, we will post 1,000,001 statuses. We will post on Facebook, we will post everywhere, but you guys are quiet. So.
And if we don't post, we are reprimanded, we are told.
Exactly. Yeah, but I think there is no one way to appreciate, what men do, and brave. Is it called bravery?
Bravery, yes.
Yeah, they
Yes.
are brave, they are bold, you know,
Wow.
they are leaders.
Yes.
So I believe everyone has a man in their life they would like to appreciate.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, and
Sure.
I like, I was saying, I like what you shared in your blog, that the day yesterday was to advocate for.
Basically, try to highlight issues that are affecting men.
Yeah.
There's something we call toxic masculinity.
Yes, I read that word.
Yes, and it's kind of a day where, you know, we try to bring these issues through with, you know, mental health, you know, the depression. Men get depressed, but they really don't speak about it.
Yeah.
And it's affecting so many people. By the statistics, you
Yeah.
go to say so many young men are, you know, committing suicide.
Yeah, that was true.
Because of mental, you know, issues. And those are the things that now we as men, we need to, you know, be able to speak out. And also, you know, the things to do with other health issues. Last time we mentioned about different cancers that are affecting men.
Yeah.
And because the fact that men don't really go out there and openly talk about it, unlike, you know, women who are able to share, you know, they're able to check themselves up. Men kind of shy away from, you know, those kind of could you call it activities or something like that?
Yeah.
They try to shy away from, they don't speak about it.
Yeah.
But you see now at the end of the day, they come and affect us men in a way that, you know, we can help ourselves.
Yeah.
You know? And so bringing that conversation out, that, okay, guys, we also need to check ourselves, you know, check your body. If you notice something that is odd, seek medical attention.
Sure.
If you're going through depression, you know, get someone you can speak to, you know.
Yeah.
So yesterday was a day that we highlight some of these issues. And, you know, that, like I told you, toxic masculinity, yeah, that word.
Yeah.
You know, like men can cook, you know, like, you know, in our patriarchal, you know, system,
Yeah.
men can cook, men can do this. You know, we need to bring those issues, and, you know, in a way that men won't feel, you know, put into a cocoon. They're not, you know, they are not appreciated and all that kind of, you know, things.
Yeah.
So it's a good day. I think for me, I thought, okay, men do so much. It's so hard for them to be appreciated within a single day.
Yeah, it should be a month. They should
whole
take the whole
month.
month. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was it, and
Okay.
yeah. So I think we've been this month. I think personally I've been really concerned about we as men and who we are becoming.
Yes.
And yesterday, actually, I was not really aware that it's International Men's Day until I got a text. So.
These are the kind of guys that don't know their birthdays.
Oh yeah, but well and well. Now look at this.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to say unfortunately or fortunately or
Yeah.
the same day. It's
Yeah.
called UN, you know, kind of, you know,
Toilets
this is the,
Day.
you know, International Toilets Day. And wow, I was like, men toilets, and I'm like, okay, all right, which is still a very important conversation. I watched the news yesterday, and yeah, it's an issue that requires attention.
Yeah, sure.
So I think we as men also need to look at that also. So
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it's
know,
not all negative, because
Yes.
I think because of the kind of exposure I've had to,
Yes.
you know, diseases caused by lack
Yes,
of
yes,
those
sanitation.
sanitation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So the progress that we've made globally,
Yes.
you know, we have eradicated some weird diseases
Yes,
that come
yes.
with those issues of sanitation. So
Yes,
it's not
yes.
all negative.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
There we are.
you should
So-
feel appreciated to be celebrated the same day we are celebrating like those kind of milestones in, you know.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So amazing. So we want to take a very short break. Should we take a short break, or we should dive into the conversation?
Let's take a short break.
Take a short break.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we start, sharing and discussing what we were planning today. Yes. So a short break, then we come back.
You are watching The Convo with Dr. Frida and James Wetu. Convo, encouraging conversation that matter.
Wow. Good. So Frida,
Yes.
when I was thinking about this topic, we want to unravel or demystify what you call instant gratification. And I don't know, when I told you about instant gratification, what came up in your mind?
All right. I think what I thought about when you talked about instant gratification was addiction.
Addiction.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of examples.
Yes.
I was trying to think of examples of what really is instant gratification. So addiction was the first thing that ran in my mind. And,
Yes.
and the reason it stuck with me the whole week is because I once visited, what they call rehabilitation centers.
Rehabilitation centers.
And
yes.
we were supposed to learn from the nurses there. And they were teaching us that once the addicts we were interacting with were heroin addicts.
Okay.
So they were teaching us that once the patient gets their very first dose of heroin,
yeah.
even if it was by mistake or just a one-time thing, they get so high and they will never be able to achieve that high again in life. So the next time they decide to go looking for that drug again,
Yeah.
they will try to, the brain will try to maybe try to stimulate itself
It's
to
okay.
see if they can get back to that high,
yes,
but it's not possible to achieve that first high. So they add on to the dose.
Okay.
So they keep adding on and adding on and adding on. And then what happens is, with addiction, there's release of dopamine.
Dopamine.
Yeah,
yes.
it's one of the happy hormones
Hormones, yes.
of the brain. So that dopamine is, and those are the hormones like norepinephrine, adrenaline. Yeah. So those are the things that make one feel, that rush, that high. So that once it's released like that, and once someone keeps stimulating their brain to release the hormone like that, they are not able to. The brain is not able to, like, they alter the receptors. You know where the hormone binds usually? They alter the receptors. So the brain becomes dependent, like it becomes dependent to, such high levels of the hormone. Yeah? That's why the addicts keep going to look for more.
Okay.
They keep wanting more because they want to
yes.
achieve the first high they had, and it's not possible to achieve.
Okay.
So, and it's very hard. I was even thinking about those who are alcoholics, and thinking about when they are on their journey to recovery, they get relapses,
Relapse, yes.
like they have avoided alcohol for such a long time, and then all of a sudden they are triggered and something triggers them, and they relapse. So when I thought about instant gratification, I thought about wanting that, if for an addict, it's wanting to experience that pleasure, but there are so many other ways to attain, to get that pleasure, but because they already expose themselves to it, they want to get it through, the drug, and the drug is like a shortcut, because you can stimulate your brain in many ways.
Yes.
Some people stimulate their brains by going to achieve, what do I call it? I'm looking for the word. You know those people who are adrenaline junkies?
Okay.
There are people who keep aiming higher. They're not doing something bad. For example, say, let me give an example with myself. I love surgery so much. So say maybe in the future I want to, come up with something that somebody has never done before. So I get an adrenaline rush, and when I get it, because my brain is stimulated, the next time I want to
get to know another higher level.
Yeah, I want to get to another higher level. You see, I'm not doing something bad, but then it's kind of stimulating my brain.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think the drugs are like a shortcut.
Shortcut,
Yeah.
yes. And you're talking about drugs, and I remember, I think I mentioned to you about, antibiotics.
Yeah.
And I think actually, the other day, I'm walking home, but I feel as if I'm having a sore throat.
Yeah.
Then I feel, I think I need to buy some antibiotics. Just my mind telling me, hey, buy some antibiotics. But then I get to the hospital, it's a clinic. I tell them I want antibiotics for 2 days. I don't know what my mind was telling me.
Yes.
Told them I want antibiotics for 2
days.
days. No test, no nothing.
Yes.
But luckily the doctor told me, no, we don't do that. We don't give half a dose, we don't. So unless you want to buy. So I was like, what do you mean? I just need 2 days. So and later on I discovered that was me trying to, you know, satisfy myself or gratify, you know, myself immediately, instantly. Like I'm feeling a sore throat, so I just need some 1 or 2 antibiotics, just clear that throat, and then I'm good to go. But then you realize that sometimes life doesn't work like that.
No,
and I
life
really
doesn't.
appreciate that doctor. I think I should go back. I didn't talk to him, but I was like,
Yeah.
then I walked, and I think later alone I discovered that he understands his profession, and I think that's me trying to get instant gratification. And then, Frida, there's something we call delayed gratification, where yes, I want to be stimulated at this particular moment, but then when I consider the outcome, or maybe consider the reward that I'll get immediately, and then be a reward that I'll get maybe after sometimes if I wait, maybe the reward that I'll get maybe after some time is bigger than the reward that I'll get. So I delay that gratification, waiting for this bigger, beautiful reward. Wow. So, and I think the aspect of instant gratification has been exacerbated by the fact that we are living in a technological world where so many things are happening online, where we are posting, you know, filtered photos on or the best photos of us on restaurant and all that stuff. We rarely post those, you know, not nasty, but those photos early in the morning when we wake up. We don't post. We post photos after we, you know, we fine-tune them and then we post them. And I think living in that kind of world, Frida, always stimulates us. And I think I want the next big thing. I want to get the next pizza. When is Tuesday coming? I need, you know, you get. Did I touch anything on pizza? So I think that kind of lash, like you're saying, that desire to satisfy, we call them impulses. You know, something hits you and then you want to satisfy that impulse immediately. And sometimes, like you're saying, it doesn't really work for us always, especially like let's say you're talking about drugs. Yes, I want to be high at this moment, but it's detrimental to my health. Or it kind of prevents me from achieving a better reward in the future. And that's what you're saying. It's instant gratification first as a delayed gratification. I want it now. If not now, never. Yes. So, Frida, I shared with you a video of, I don't know whether you watched. It's something we've mentioned.
We've actually talked about it in the broadcast.
At some point.
We were talking about consistency.
Yes, perfect. But today we want to maybe highlight that study because it's the one that will base our, you know, the significance. Why do we need to understand emotional? Why do we need to understand demystify instant gratification? What are the benefits? What are the downside of it? If I satisfy my impulses right now, you know, like, you know, even like, I know you've taken so long in school.
So
what's the reward you've been waiting for?
You know, actually, come to think of it, today I was just, as I was walking to school, I was just thinking to myself, if I had done something different, I would be doing my master's now. By the way, I would be doing my master's. I would have graduated my undergraduate degree and now I would be doing my master's. But then I thought to myself, you know, that kind of joy I feel when I walk into the ward and when I walk into theater and when I'm given a chance to help a patient, that is something I wouldn't trade for, you know, just anything. Just because I want to be out of school, haraka nimalizane, nipate degree, I get a job. You know, it doesn't compare to the kind of passion that I feel when I treat a patient. You see? So I would rather go through these years and, you know, however long it takes, I would rather do it. I would rather, do I say persevere? I would rather enjoy, you know, the longevity and get what makes me, you know, what makes me satisfied, what makes me feel fulfilled, rather than go do something else because it takes a shorter time. But I am not even interested. You know, I could have done accounting, but then I would be getting money if I get a good job, but then it's not it's not my purpose. Let me say that. You know, we were taught about purpose some time back. It's okay. You can have so many activities. You can do so many things. But if you're not working in your purpose, it's not
fulfilling.
It's not fulfilling. So that's fulfillment. That's, you know, gratification. Yeah. I would rather endure the time it takes, because I know there is nothing that compares to that fulfillment. Not even, I could be wealthy, I could get a lot of money, but still I'm feeling something is missing. I'm not on the right path.
Okay. Wow, amazing. I just want to lead a definition of instant and delayed gratification, maybe for my viewer to understand what you're talking about. And it's the ability to resist the temptation for an immediate reward in order to receive a more enduring reward later.
Wow.
So these are better reward.
It's a better reward.
Yes, and I think when we start exploring these tests, maybe understand what it means to have, you can have a reward, but then you can have a better, more enduring reward in the future. And you know, when I left high school, this is the first time I'm sharing this publicly. So I left with a good grade, and then but then there is a bank, the Equity Bank, were offering kind of a training, kind of an internship or kind of training to the high school leavers who have performed good. So I remember I somehow managed to get the papers, and I was called for an interview. But there's something I was considering. If I go, I think that was my teenage mind telling me this. I could have played a significant role, because thinking now, if I live here, I go and train, I get a job, I may not have a chance to go to college.
Yes.
You get? So what I did, I dropped this, and I went to college. Maybe, I don't know what could have happened, but this was my mind telling me, drop that, go for this, because this one is more enduring. You go to college, you know, it's more enduring than getting an internship and then get some money, and then what? You just need to go back. So I said, okay, let me go to college. I don't know, that was then. Maybe by now I would identify someone differently based on the information I have. But that was my mind telling me, if I go here, it will satisfy me for now. But what about 5-10 years from now? So, but now I know better. So, yes. So that then it's actually the desire for an instant cure. If you're like me, going to the doctor, I want
asking for an antibiotic for 2 days. Who does that?
For 2 days, and I'm like, wow. I think I acted foolish, but you know, with this COVID thing, Frida, when you hear you're having a sore throat, you have to take necessary precaution. So I thought that was one of my precautions.
Okay.
Yes. So Frida, now, this test is called a marshmallow test. It was done way back, actually I think almost 1930. It's an old test, but speaks volumes when it comes to instant gratification and the ability to, you know, manage impulses. Frida, maybe you might want to explain what impulses are, because you being in the medical field, somehow you can explain better.
Well, do you know, like those terms, you know, I know what this is, but explaining it is kind of hard.
What a kind of a stimuli, it's...
So maybe, let me just say, maybe an impulse is like, let me give an example. Say this was a hot...
tea.
This cup is having hot tea, and I didn't know. So if I do this, if I touch the cup, I withdraw my hand, but it happens like almost unconsciously. It's like it's a reflex, because my finger came into contact with something that is hot and uncomfortable, and these are stimuli. So there's an impulse that was sent from my finger to the brain. You know, so when that impulse was sent, now my brain reacted and sent another impulse.
The person carrying the test left immediately. They shadowed they just put the whole cake in the mouth. And so there was so much lesson to learn from this, that there's some children who were able to wait for the person carrying the test to come back, and for sure those who had not eaten the cake were given the second cake.
Yeah. So it's either you take one now,
Yes.
or wait
or
for
you
me,
wait.
and then you have two if you wait.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Some
okay.
children, actually, only a third were unable to wait.
Okay,
For
so
the
majority
teacher or for
waited.
the tester to come back
Yes.
and give them. Then, surprisingly, when that was done, 12, 14 years later, these children were followed up again.
Yeah.
And the person wanted to know how their life is
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
This is 12 years now. Some of them had now are in college and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And there's amazing, amazing revelations.
Yes.
And this is what the test discovered.
Yes.
That these guys who resisted the need or the impulse to grab the marshmallow and eat were more, socially competent.
Okay.
And also their grades were way better than the others. And there's a quite amazing test. I was reading this from the book, by Daniel Goleman, and he says that these kids were more socially competent, they were personally effective, they were better able to cope with the frustrations of life. They were unlikely to become disorganized and lateral under stress.
Interesting.
Yes, and then these guys were self-reliant, they were trustworthy,
Yes.
they were dependable,
Yes.
and they plunged into projects, they initiated projects, and after a decade, they were still able to delay gratification in pursuit of their goals. And that for me, that stood out.
Wow.
And then, when they were following up on the other group that were not able to wait, they find that they didn't have these qualities. They showed fewer of these qualities.
Okay.
And they were shying away from social gatherings. They didn't want to be seen out there. They wanted to be in their own cocoon.
Yeah.
And they were very stubborn and very indecisive.
Okay.
Now, this is after 14 years, 12 to 14 years.
Wow.
Now you're trying to review. I think they were also, this is around 18, so these guys are in high school, they're living into, actually they're in college somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those
And
are interesting
this
findings.
is amazing,
Yeah.
amazing that they were socially competent.
Yes.
And if that is what, if that is what we can be able to achieve, if we are able to, withhold
Wait, yeah.
and wait,
Yeah.
I think then I think instant gratification becomes something good to explore.
Yeah, we should definitely explore. And
Yes.
James, when you talked about, when we began talking about the marshmallow test, a scripture came to mind.
Yes.
There's a scripture in, I think, 2 Corinthians that says, "For our light affliction is but for a moment." I think I should read.
Yes.
Let me read this Messenger version. It says, "So we are not giving up.
Yes.
How could we? Even though on the outside it often looks like things are falling apart
yes.
on us,
Yes.
on the inside, where God is making new life, not a day goes by without His unfolding grace. These hard times are small potatoes compared to the coming good times.
Wow.
The lavish celebration prepared for us, there is far more here than meets the eye.
Yes.
The things we see now are here today, gone
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
But the things we can't see now will last forever."
Wow.
When you talk about, this instant gratification thing, James, I think we have so many examples, even in our walk of faith.
Yes,
Like how
yes.
Jesus came and He knew, I'm coming here because I'm coming here because I have a purpose.
Yes,
I
yes.
want to, I'm coming here to die
Yes.
so that I can, save mankind.
Yes.
You see? So Jesus was walking on earth knowing that my Father is the creator of the heavens and the earth. There's even a point He prayed to God and He was telling God, "Take this cup away from me.
Yes,
But
yes.
if it's not your will,
Will let it be done.
yeah,
Let your will be done.
let your will be
Yes,
done."
yes.
So, Jesus was, even him, his human side was wanted, that instant gratification. He wanted the shortest way out.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that is one of the best examples that we can learn
Yeah.
about instant gratification.
Sure.
Yes, I don't want to go through this ordeal,
Yes.
but
Yes.
if it means saving someone,
Yes.
then I'll rather go through it.
You see, So
Yes.
there are examples everywhere, especially in our walk of faith. So
Yes.
some of us, and I think from the broadcast we had today, Pastor Lucy talking about how God has protected us with
Yes.
a wall of fire and
Yes.
all that. And then she said, sin entices us, and then when we allow sin in,
Yes.
it
Yes.
breaks the wall of
Exactly.
fire
Yes.
around us.
Yes. Yes.
And she was saying that, with St. James, it's like when you choose God, you have to also understand that there are terms and conditions. That is what
Terms and
Pastor Jeff
condition.
said. So you have to draw the line.
Yes, you have to draw the line.
You have to draw the line. You
Yes.
know that scripture that says, blessed is the man who does not walk
Yes.
with the ungodly, does not sit in the seat of the scornful.
Scorners, yeah.
You know all that. So you have to draw the line and decide. It looks cool to be modern,
Yes.
but there is a point, there's a line
There's
I
a
can't
line.
cross.
Yes, and it's because there's a better,
Yes.
a more enduringly one that I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to.
because you look at it this way, James. I would do this thing that is going to be sinful before God.
Yes.
And for what? Because I want to please my friends, or because maybe there's I'll get more cash. Like when you're asked to bribe someone so
Yes,
that you can
yes,
get a
yes,
position
a way
or
out,
get,
yes,
you
yes.
know, I would do this thing, and then maybe I will lose my position in God. I will have to go back to God and then start again from square one. The guilt and all that it will eat you away just because you could not, wait, because God promises that He's for us and not against us. He has good plans for us. So if we were patient enough, if we endured, not looking for the easy way out, and looking to make fast wealth, making wealth in
Fast.
like you want to be wealthy and you want to be wealthy now, so you go looking for the easy way out, But if you endured and followed God's plan, you could find God has a very huge door He's waiting to open for you, but He's testing your patience. Yeah, so if you can delay that gratification and decide, I'm not going to bribe. I know that's what people are doing, and then there are even people who have done it and they are wealthy.
Yes.
There's evidence. It's not that there's not evidence, but then there's more. Like the scripture has said, there is more here than meets the eye.
There's more here. I like that scripture.
Yeah, there's more here than meets the eye. There's more to it.
Small potatoes compared to coming good times.
Yes.
Amazing. And I think, Frida, we can explore and the benefits.
Yeah.
Why? I think, Frida, even us as individuals, the reason why we are able to achieve some of the things we're able to achieve is because at some point we said no to some things and said yes to some other things.
Yes.
And so we delayed some things that could have the opportunity to do, but we didn't, because we were looking forward to something better in the future. And this is amazing. I think we can go on and bring more examples of instant gratification.
Yeah. So I think, James, examples are everywhere.
They're
Even
everywhere.
saving. Think
Yes.
about saving.
Yes.
Let me just give this example before we go to saving. Another day, I was just about getting tired of blogging. And then I saw your message, Ati, what's your 3-month plan for your blog? I was like,
I asked you that deliberately.
Yes, so I think because, when you just begin, people are cheering you on.
Yes.
Everyone is like, go for it. This is your first blog. Everyone comments, everyone, comments. But then as you continue, you realize even your content you're having a challenge with content and all that. But then it's easy to give up when you don't get those comments and when you don't get those shares and likes and all that, And most people will give up. You know why? Because they want the first
reaction. That takes us back to the dopamine.
Yeah, the dopamine, by the way.
And it's so funny, Frida. I think you say it's a happy. I think I had something on dopamine.
Yeah.
And it's good, my viewer, maybe to understand dopamine is a neurotransmitter that helps control your brain reward and pressure centers. It motivates you to take an action towards your goal and give you a lash of reinforcing pressure when you achieve each goal.
Yes.
For example, I think when you post something on your blog,
yes,
there's something you're looking forward to. And mostly,
yes,
in a normal situation, it's a like, a comment, you
Yes,
know,
yes.
that kind of thing. Eh? And when you get it, there's that lash of dopamine. Wow, I've achieved that goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when these things, even when you you know, you get a notification, like wow, ding ding, a notification. You're
Yes.
like wow.
Yeah, you
and you
check.
like yes, that's dopamine. And so
Yes.
what you're saying is very, very true.
Yeah.
Very true. And we need to manage this. That's what we need to manage. That those are temporarily satisfaction.
Yeah.
But maybe if you don't manage it,
Yeah.
could come in the way of a long-term kind of goal. Or
Yeah. You think about eating fast foods and junk.
Yes. Yes.
And you
yes.
know, one time, Dad was telling me that you must be very careful
Yes.
not to cause permanent damage on your body because of a season. You know,
Yes.
like if someone is having a stressful season and then they start overeating,
Yes,
you know, there are
yes,
people
yes.
who
You
overeat
overeat
when they are
stressed, yes,
stressed.
yes.
So they overeat and overeat, or there are others who forgo food just because they are stressed, they lose their appetite.
Yes.
And if one is not careful, like the ones who forgo food, they could develop things like ulcers.
Yes.
And you know now that's a condition that takes a long time to,
Rectify,
it's
yeah.
like a long-term
Yes.
condition. Then someone who overeats can get obese.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then the weight
Yeah,
refuses
yeah,
to,
yeah.
you know, they try everything after that and the weight refuses to,
become hard,
yeah,
yes,
it
yes.
has become an issue. They now become prone to heart conditions just because of a very short season that you were stressed and you forget that this season will come to an end and then another season will come because seasons are controlled by God, you know. So you think about eating fast foods and think about, you know, the aspect of exercise. When someone says, I want to lose this weight, you know, someone will wake up in the morning and decide, I am going to lose this weight. And there's a time I started jogging and I jogged for 3 days and I decided I am not doing this again, you know.
Okay.
So if with exercise and gym and eating healthy diets
Yes,
and all
yes,
that,
yes, yes.
one could give up because they are thinking, I
Yes.
have been jogging for 3 days and
Yes.
I'm not seeing any change. I haven't lost any weight.
Yes.
And maybe someone will jog for a month and then they will only cut 2 kgs.
Yes.
And then they will decide, I'm done. And if they could have just, you know, continued with the next month,
You never know, yeah.
yeah, you see?
yeah.
So I think the aspect of instant gratification is because we want to lose weight and we want to lose it now.
Now, if not now, and you didn't take 1 day or 1 week to get that weight.
Exactly. You didn't gain that weight overnight.
Overnight.
So you can lose it overnight, you see?
We want it now. If not now, never.
Yeah.
Wow. So Frida, maybe we can try and maybe help our viewer. How do you manage this aspect of instant gratification? Is there a way that, you know, either in terms of how you think, in terms of how you carry, you know, you carry yourself, do we have some things we can employ to help us manage that impulse that is telling us do it now, do it now, do it now, you know, or that help us, okay, I think, yes, I am tempted, I feel like I need to do this, but because of that, I'll rather wait.
Yes.
What can we do? Maybe you can help us maybe explore. What can we do?
I think there are many things we can do, but I think the most important thing anyone can do is have a vision.
A vision.
And write it down. You know that scripture in
Yes,
Habakkuk
yes,
chapter 2 that
yes.
says, write down your vision in bold letters. I think the most important thing, you know, when it comes to delaying and having instant gratification, I think the most important thing any one of us can do is have a vision. You know, I like it when you share about have a bigger picture. And when we did the consistency
Yes, yes.
show,
Yeah.
we talked about having the bigger picture helps you maintain consistency.
Yes.
So say, let's say, let me give an example with myself. Say I'm doing medicine.
Yes.
So for me what has helped me endure all those years of school and what will keep me in school and,
Yes.
you know, not
Yes.
give
Yes.
up is because I have a vision and I know where I'm headed.
Yes.
And I know that to get there, I have to endure.
Yes.
You see? I read a book that says vision is a picture of the future that creates passion.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
see?
yeah.
So when you have a vision, you have a picture in mind. You know you're not thinking about just now. You know, there are people who only live in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't think about their future self.
Sure.
They don't think what's going to happen to me in the future, you know. So when you have a vision, it gives you direction, and then it gives you discipline, you know.
Yes.
Like say, even in your walk of faith, say I have a vision that there are people who come from families that have a lot of generational and ancestral things, and they need a lot of prayer and maybe fasting and growing in the spirit to cut off those things. But then it doesn't just happen. You don't just wake up and say, Father, in the name of Jesus, and then everything disappears. It's a process of building.
It's a process.
Yeah. So you need to write down your vision and say, I am working towards this goal. I'm going to do everything it takes to see that my family is liberated. So I have to keep on praying. I have to keep on fasting. I have to keep on reading the word. I have to keep on consulting and, you know, following my spiritual leaders and all that, so that I can see that we are liberated, you know. So everyone has to write down their vision. That vision gives you direction. It helps you keep the momentum, you know, because you have a picture in mind. Like now, say about jogging, and if you want to lose the weight, you have to sit down first. Don't just wake up one morning and say, I'm jogging. If you do that, tomorrow you will not jog. Trust me, your limbs will be too sore, everything will be too sore, you won't be able to jog. So maybe what you should do is have a picture in mind. Say, now maybe I'm 100 kg, but I would like to lose this weight, maybe go to 65 kg, maybe in the year or in some months. Write it down. You know, when you do that, you're able to, even when things get tough, you remember, I need the 65 kgs. I need to go back to 65 kgs.
Your mind is tuned to the direction you're headed.
Your mind is tuned there, and then have reasons. You know, when you have a vision, you're like, why am I doing this?
Yes, the why.
The why, you know, I'm doing this because I'm becoming obese, and it's very unhealthy, and I could become prone to heart conditions and blood pressure issues and all that, you know. So it's very, very important for every one of us to have a vision, because I read in your blog, there's a blog you wrote about instant gratification. I think you did a blog on that. And I think that this was the first statement. If you cannot paint a vivid picture of the future, you have little motivation to plan for it.
Definitely. And that's key. Now, there's a lady called I get the name, it's kind of a complicated name, but she has studied willpower. And there's something she tells the solution to the willpower. And what she says is, if you want to build a motivation towards your goal, you have this picture of a future self. Maybe a 40, 50, 60-year-old self in the future. And now you, today, and you're having a conversation with this person, the future self. The current self, and you are trying to get maybe asking, what are you thinking the current self, you know, what are you grateful for that the current self did to get where you are. I know they're having a conversation. When you start looking yourself maybe 50 years from now, and the kind of life you'll be living, the kind of house you want to live in, the kind of people you want to be allowed you, you know, the kind of even car you want to drive in, the amount of savings you need to have made. You know, when you have this big picture, like you're saying, of the future self, and now you are here today, you are better able to plan for that. You're able to delay that urge to go and get a snack, that junk, because you know, I don't want my future 60-year-old to blame me for taking junk today. And I think because we don't have a vision, that's why we really, you know, stop by and say, oh no, it looks delicious, man, but I don't want it for now. I think that the reason, but if you look, you know, you have this big picture of your life. I think, plus Frida, I think, you know, when you talk about vision, and I think I told you this, when you have a big vision of yourself, a big goal, sometimes you can feel overwhelmed. When you look at it, it's so big. Oh my God, where am I gonna start? Where am I gonna start? But you know what? You start small. Start small. If you, let's say you want to eat some junk, hold that thought, maybe delay for some time. See, just start small.
Yeah.
Just start small where you are.
Yes.
And then you keep on building on it. Our minds love consistency.
Yes.
And when we do something, our mind picks that as a motivation. And it helps you now remain focused on what you need to do. And when you train your mind on something, your mind is consistent. Actually, human being, last time we spoke, are built to be consistent. Even in terms of our thought, how we carry our behavior, we want something consistent. So if you tell your mind this is the direction, you train it for some time, you become more consistent, even pursuing your goals.
Sure. And the bit about when you have a big vision, it can become overwhelming.
Yes.
I think you're the one who shared this with me, that when you have a big vision, it's very important for you to break it down.
Down, yes.
Yeah, yesterday I was in hospital and I was with our senior medical students, like the finalists, and they were mentioning things and I was standing there like, wait, I'm supposed to know that? And I don't. So then at some point someone mentioned something else and I'm like, why am I not aware? Like, why am I so behind? So at some point I just kept quiet and thought, I am so behind, I have a lot of catching up to do. And then one of the finalists told me when we were leaving, right now, all you need to focus on is where you're at. You're not a finalist. You don't need to know all these things. You will know them eventually. Stop being so hard on yourself, One day at a time, you live, you're in your fifth year, live as if you're in fifth year, not as if you're in sixth year. So don't beat yourself over that. So when you have a big vision, it's very important for you to break it down until you have, like goals you can. You have a vision to become this big person in the future, but what is it that you should be doing now? Right now. What is it? What step are you supposed to be making right now towards that?
Towards that bigger vision.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. This conversation is huge. We can continue discussing. We were discussing instant gratification and why it's important, and why actually it matters to us. Instant gratification. And we've had a lot of things to discuss. There's quite a lot we can discuss on instant, giving examples. Frida was mentioning about savings, why maybe, buying that, nice TV should not come in handy with saving for your house, or maybe saving for your, holiday, those things. And it's not about how you manage your impulses. And more important, like you said, I like your point, having a vision. Have a vision. Because this is what will guide you. Frida, remind me to share with you a video on vision by MacArthur.
Okay.
And say something very good about vision. Just to revisit, because this is very key, because vision is what will help you manage those impulses, those stimulations, those advertisements that are all over, those notifications everywhere, like telling you do this, do this, do this. But then if you have a vision, you know what you actually need to do.
Sure.
And it says, assuming you're crossing a road, point A is where you are, point B is where you want to go. And maybe assume here is a very big lever that you're crossing. A vision is like having a loop, and then you're able to tie it on that end, and now you have the loop here, and so you can cross. Now, if the lever is turbulent and all that stuff, you could find yourself trying to swim across. The flanks can come and sweep you downstream down there. But the fact, because you have a loop that you're tied to your vision, you're able to pull yourself back up to where you had set your vision. And that is key for us. That is key for us. That when you have a goal, a vision, it will anchor you, it will head you towards. Wow. That was for today. Frida, maybe we need to appreciate guys who are
we need to appreciate.
We call it off.
So that we can.
Sure.
Let me just start by appreciating Pastor Charles Mbao.
Wow.
It is so good to have you watching us.
Yes, amazing.
God bless you so much, sir. We honor you. And Njoki Joyce, thank you so much for watching. That is our birthday.
Yes.
If you would like to order some cakes, by the way, talk to us. We'll connect you to Joyce. She's
got the
amazing.
best cakes, actually.
Then Maxwell Waziri is tuned in.
Yes.
He says, wow, in case you want stomach junk, just
Yes.
hold the thought for a while.
Yes.
Wow, thank you so much, Maxwell. Then we have Paul Kiru. That is actually
Paul
my
Kiru.
uncle.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you so much for watching, Uncle. It's so good to see you.
Sure.
I don't know if you have more on your...
Yes, I have John Bao saying, can happy hormones get desensitized?
Wow.
So that one wants to add more of the dose. Wow.
That's a
That's
very interesting question.
Yes. I do know there's some four, she mentioned the dose, and there are four kind of hormones. We have dopamine,
Yeah.
oxytocin, we have
Serotonin.
serotonin, and the E is
Epinephrine.
oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine. I'm forgetting the last one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow,
a round of applause
that's-
for James.
Yes, so I knew the four of them. I think I'm forgetting the one that starts with E. It's, oxytocin.
It's not epinephrine. Is it adrenaline?
I don't know. Okay.
All right.
Good. We have a Cheng Mwangi tuned in. Thanks so much. You have Fusemunge.
Wow, that's
Amazing.
my mama, guys.
And you guys are doing amazing job. I'm
Yes.
watching your show and you're doing amazing job. I think
Yes.
you should come there one of these fine days.
We should.
Yes. So then the Simon Bolo, Dr. Ali,
Yeah, our
tuned
professor.
in, saying great conversation. Kelly, we can see you tuned in. Yes. We had quite a number of so many guys watching. I can see Melly K was still on.
Wow.
It's good to have you guys. Good
Yeah,
to have
so
you
good
guys.
to have you.
Yes.
Please do us a comment. If you
Yes.
have a question, feel
Yes.
free to ask. We'll respond to it. Even
Yes.
if we will not do it now, we can do it some other time, but we'll reach out.
Yes.
And we have, by the way, please like our pages.
Oh yeah.
James Wetu and Dr. Washira Frida.
Yes.
Like our pages and our YouTube channel.
YouTube
We have a
channel.
YouTube channel and we
Yes.
are live on
Are you
YouTube
actually
right
live
now.
on YouTube now.
Yes.
Amazing.
Please
Wow.
subscribe to our YouTube channel so that the next time we come live, you will receive a notification.
Notified,
The
yes,
YouTube channel is Convo.
Convo with Dr. Frida and James Wetu.
Yes.
Yes. There we are.
Okay.
Amazing. So we want to wind our show here today. Thanks so much for giving us your company, having us, watching us and all that kind of things. We're really grateful. So happy. So Frida,
Yes.
just my final parting shot.
Yes.
And my thing is, do not confuse happiness with pleasure. So two different things.
Wow, that should have been in the beginning. That's a very...
It's a food for thought.
it's a-
Go think about. Don't confuse happiness
and
and
pleasure. Wow.
Yes. That's my final.
That is
parting
huge.
shot.
Okay.
Yes. I want to appreciate Delosa Media for amazing job.
Yeah.
And our friends Manuel Trainers for organizing and giving us the elections.
Yes.
Amazing. And the team behind the cameras, man.
Monica.
Oh, Monica. Wow, amazing, good. So we are so grateful. We should just wind up the show here. Look, by the way, we one of these fine days we bring someone who can help us on, exercises, training.
Yes, we should.
The other day I was talking to, just to find a shot, I was talking to her and telling her the kind of exercise I want to do. And for me, I was telling her I need to aerobics, I want to learn and all that stuff. But I said, no. If you do that, you become more skinnier and skinnier. I was like, what? No, what you need now, James, is stretching
Yes.
and bodybuilding.
Yes.
I was like, okay. So I thought that is huge because sometimes you could be doing the long kind of exercises.
Yeah.
So amazing. So very soon we'll have someone to help us advance that conversation on training your muscles.
Okay.
Yes, Frida, we
I'm
just
looking
need to.
forward.
Yes, just need to wind up this.
Yeah, we should end the show here
Yeah.
so that curfew doesn't find us in studio.
Sure. Oh yeah, we're having curfew here.
Yeah.
It's 10. Yeah.
It's time. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for the love you've shown us. And Life of God Broadcast, thank you for giving us a platform, Pastor Jeff, Pastor Evelyn, and
Oh,
Pastor
yeah,
Lucy.
sure,
We
sure.
are so grateful. We love you guys.
Yeah.
And until next Friday, for now from us.
So bye-bye.
So bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
You are watching The Convo with Dr. Frida and James Wetu. Convo, encouraging conversation that matter.